joining us right now. He is a legend. I'm going to call you a legend. It's Barry Manilow. Thanks for joining us, Barry.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
I'm hearing now that you're calling this concert. You're coming to the Verizon Center Friday, February 27th, and you're saying it's one last time. But what does that mean? What do you mean one last time? This is it?
It's the end of the big tours for me. I've been roaming the earth for 40 years now. And with these big tours, that keep me away from home, and for weeks and weeks at a time, and they last for months, and a couple of them it lasted for years. It's time now to stop these big tours. I'm not retiring or anything. I'll probably wind up doing albums and one-nighters. I'm already booked for a couple of benefits. I'll still go on the road. I'll still do my thing. But these big tours, this is the end of the big tour.
All right. Well, so this is the last chance to see Barry in a big venue, Verizon Center, the 27th. Tickets are on sale now, and I understand this is very cool. Some of the tickets start at $19.75 to honor the fact that Mandy, which was your first big mega hit song, that came out in 1975, 40 years ago this year. Does it seem like 40 years?
I'm not sure it feels like 40 years, but it does feel like it was a long time ago.
Yeah. But so many songs between then and now. Are you going to be, I know that you just had your album out, which is the Dream Duets album,
right.
But are you going to be doing a little bit from the new album and then, of course, all of the classics that everybody's going to want to hear you do?
Right, you got it. This year I'm really trying to put in as many of these familiar songs as I can. I really, most of the time I do a big clump of them. But this year, because it's a celebration of 40 years, I'm going to try and do even the ones that I don't usually do and try to squeeze all of them in. And, I've got one or two from the Dream Duets album, too.
So whenever I talk to my friends who are my age and we talk about Barry Manilow, they always bring up the VSM, the Very Strange Medley that you did on the Barry Live album, of all the commercial, the jingles that you did. I
can't tell you how many people remember that VSM. It must have been, it was the act of a desperate man that I put that in that show, because when I did that, I didn't even have Mandy out. They sent me on the road to promote that first album, which sold 5 copies. And I knew that if I didn't give the audience something familiar, that they would start to order pizzas and run out for orange juice. So I put a medley together of all the commercials that I had just finished doing, because I was doing jingles at that time.
Yeah.
And, I thought it would be kind of a fun thing, but it just brought down the house. And I kept that in the show for years and put it on that live album. I never expected that.
Yeah, do you still do it? I actually didn't see the last incarnation of your Vegas show, but do you still incorporate it?
No, I don't, because I tried it now and again, and people just don't remember these commercials. I know, it sounds odd, because a lot of people do. But when I put it in, I would do one of the commercials, and I would expect some reaction. It was like silence out there. You could hear crickets.
Well, they don't remember it, like a good neighbor.
Well, that they do.
All right.
Yeah, or I'm stuck on a Band-Aid. Those they still play them, but they actually didn't remember You Deserve a Break Today. It just was too long ago.
Oh man, well that's surprising actually, because it's stuck in my. I guess I'm a pop culture kind of person. It's stuck in my head forever. We're speaking, of course, to the legendary Barry Manilow, talking about his concert coming up at the end of this month, Friday, February 27th. You can still get your tickets now, and they're on sale. And I want to really talk to you about what you're doing for the District of Columbia Public School District, the Manilow Music Project. You're donating a piano, a brand new piano, to the public schools, and if anyone else donates an instrument, you got something for them. What's that?
Yeah, if you bring down a used instrument that you're not using, that's collecting dust in your attic or your basement, bring it down to the arena, and we'll give you 2 free tickets to the show, and then we collect them all, and then we fix them up if they're broken down, and then we give them to the school districts, and they give it to the schools.
Wow, that's great, and that's the Manilow Music Project. We'll have details about that on the WMAL.com website, so you all can take advantage of that. Tell me why that's so important. I mean, music classes, lessons, how to play a musical instrument.
I speak to the teachers and I speak to the principals. They always tell me that kids in music classes, their grades go up. They become better students. They learn how to interact with other students, they join an orchestra, and it really does change them. Even if they don't become professional musicians, it really makes a difference in a kid's life. I know it made a difference in my life. I think I don't know. That's the way I got out of the slums of Brooklyn.
Yeah.
But I was a real music geek. But even if they weren't, I think it would help young kids learn how to play an instrument. So I do what I can do.
It is really surprising how the public schools, even the ones that have quite a bit of money coming in, they're drawing from a good tax base, they're still just ignoring music classes and music lessons and how valuable it is to learn music.
Yeah, it's killing me. So I do what I can do, yeah.
Well, that's great. And again, that's the Manilow Music Project. You can get information on that. And you can help DC public schools as well. Barry, as you've launched this tour, have you been surprised at the turnout, at the reaction, and how long is the tour going, by the way?
We end in June in Brooklyn, of all places.
Oh, that'll be amazing
where
to come
I began.
home. Yeah. What's the response like? I mean, it must be overwhelming to stand in front of 20,000 people again.
Yeah. Well, we open on Wednesday, and I'm hoping somebody comes.
I'm sure that they will. I'm sure they will. Well, I know I'll be there. It's Friday, February 27th at the Verizon Center, and but again, you're promising this is the last of the big tours. You'll come back. You'll play the Warner Theater, maybe. Or the Ford Theater.
No, I'll be there. I'll be there. You can't get rid of me. I'm like Starbucks. You can't get rid of me.
All right. Again, the new album is My Dream Duets, but most importantly, the tour is coming to the Verizon Center, and it should be very exciting. We're going to be excited to have you in Washington, D.C. At the end of this month. Hopefully it's not going to snow on you.
Oh, right. It's cold there. Don't worry. I'll warm everybody up. Don't worry.
There it is. It is. Listen, if you got a hot date, you're not going to go wrong with a night with Barry Manilow live.
And you know from experience,
It's true. There's something, when that grand piano rolls out on stage and you start singing the love songs, the woman next to me, she started getting kind of handsy, Barry.
See that? Everybody gets lucky at my show.
Wait, is that a guarantee?
Maybe.
All right, Barry Manilow, thanks for joining us today.
Okay, take care. Bye-bye, Larry.
Listen, if you're still waiting for a last-minute Valentine's gift, maybe tickets to that concert. Yeah.